Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought I would share with you 2 cool, simple and easy to do wood projects. So guys, if you liked any of my videos or would like to see more DIYs in the future, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Now without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on our first project, the decorative wooden tray. So guys, to start off this first project, you need to go get yourself a few wooden planks in different sizes. I got mine from my local hardware store. At this stage guys, you could use recycled wood or even wood that you already got in hand. Any type of wood would do. Next, using my tape measure, I went ahead and marked my planks to the desired measurements of my tray. So guys, always remember to wear your safety gear before you start using your power tools. Now that I'm all prepped with all of my safety gear, it's time to start cutting these planks to my desired length. So guys, once you're done with all of your cuttings, you end up with a base plank and 4 different planks in different lengths that form your tray into a box tray. Next, I went ahead and used Gorilla Wood glue and glued my side planks onto my base plank to form my box tray. Afterwards, once I was done with all of my gluing, I used clamps to hold them in place and set it aside to dry. A couple of hours later, my wooden box tray is dry and all ready for its next step. So guys, for this next step, I decided to nail the sides of this box to secure it in place. So I went ahead and put on my safety gear and using my nail gun, I nailed it in place. So guys, at this stage, my box tray is almost done, but I wanted to give it a bit of a rustic look. So I decided to go ahead and paint it and stain it to get my desired look. So I went ahead and gave this box tray one generous coat of paint and set it aside to dry. So guys, my box tray is now all dry and ready. But at this stage it looked too clean, so I needed to give it a bit of a sanding. Next, I went ahead and used my orbital sander and gave this tray a good sanding until I got my desired rustic look. Afterwards, once I was done with all of my sanding, I then decided to give this tray a bit of a stain. Here I'm using a Rust-Oleum antique stain. I thought this stain would be perfect for the desired look I'm after. So at this stage, I went ahead and stained my entire tray and set it aside to dry. Afterwards, once I was done with all of my staining, I still wanted this tray to have that rustic look that I was after. So I decided to give it a bit of a sanding for the final time to get that look that I was after. So guys, I'm finally done with my wooden tray box and I'm so glad in how it turned out. Hope you guys like it too. Project number 2, decorative wall art. So simple and easy to do. So guys, for this project, I already went ahead and cut out some MDF board and some wooden strips which I've already got in hand from a previous project to my desired measurements. Next, I went ahead and used my MDF board as my base and then used the wooden strips to build on it to form my box. Afterwards, I went ahead and used Gorilla Wood glue and glued them all together. I went ahead and repeated this gluing process on all 4 of my boxes, gluing one strip of wood at a time. Once I was done gluing, I used a damp rag and wiped off all of the excess glue. Now that I'm done with all of my box frames, I set it aside to dry. A couple of hours later, once it was all dry, I used an 80 grit sandpaper and gave it a slight sanding. And then used the damp rag and wiped it down clean. Afterwards, I went ahead and used the sample pot of paint which I've already got in hand and gave it a generous coat of paint. I repeated this process on all 4 of my box frames. So guys, a quick tip. I have found using sample pots which you get from your local hardware store is the best way to go about with all of your projects. It is so cost effective, you could use multiple colors as you wish, and also you won't be left with a huge tin of paint that you won't be using later on. Afterwards, once I was done with all of my painting, I set it aside to dry. A couple of hours later, all of my box frames were dry and ready for its next step. Next, I went ahead and used an 80 grit sandpaper and gave these box frames a slight sanding until I got my desired look. Once I was done with all of my sanding, I used a damp rag and wiped them all down clean. So guys, this is how my farmhouse style box frame turned out. Next, I went ahead and cut out some words using my Cricut Maker that I thought would go perfectly with my box frames. At this stage guys, you could cut out any type of wordings you wish or even use a stencil, whatever works for you. Afterwards, I went ahead and applied my words onto my box frames. So guys, this is how my wooden wall art turned out. It was so simple and easy to do, and I love how it gives a bit of farmhouse touch into my bathroom. Hope you guys like it too.